What's up, everybody? Back for another Honkai Star Rail video, and in this video we are going to talk about some unfortunate things. Right now, recently the characters in Honkai Star Rail got buffs. We got Kafka, Blade, Jinglu, and Silverwolf, and they're all pretty decent, right? I think its overall consensus is Jinglu is the worst, but she's still like usable and gets good clears. So like at the end of the day, as long as the characters get clears and they're not like buffed, like I'm gonna use Dokkan as an example, right? They've had some easy A's, right? And an easy A in Dokkan is pretty much the same thing we got in Star Rail. And sometimes it'll be like a much loved character and they'll be dog shit, like actual dog shit, and it's crazy. Like I don't understand, like what's the point? At that point they're like not usable. Like it'd be the equivalent of them buffing Blade and then Blade can't even clear MOC at like 11. Right? Like what are we doing? What are we doing at that point, right? So, I believe personally at the moment, I haven't got to use Jinglu too much, but I think technically Kafka is in a worse spot, but that's mostly just because of her teams. I feel like Jinglu has a good bunch of options, like Sunday, with the whole, she gives herself a lot of career, but he gives career crit damage and energy and an action advance. You have like Tribi, Hyacine is also helping Jinglu a lot. Like Jinglu has a lot of options. Blade and Silverwolf are like really, really good. I've not had a chance to use Silverwolf yet either, because here comes the first thing. My first kind of issue, it doesn't really like hurt me too much, right? Is builds have changed at this point, right? I think people were probably already using Eagle set Silverwolf, but Kafka went from using the dot set to using the wind set, right? And there's also a new dot set. And let me tell you, right now, I pretty much blew through all of my. I have like a million, like you can see, I have like plus zero, plus zero, plus zero. I'm not using any of these, right? I need to go through and get rid of these, right? But I have no materials to level up anymore. But I had to use like an absurd. I used a dice even because I had a good roll in one of them. Yeah, so I needed one effect hit rate roll to hit 75, which by the way, 75% effect hit rate is mandatory. You get 100% attack off of it. It is really, really good. Yeah, so I needed one effect hit rate, and this is what I had to go with, and I was very sad. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. What can you do? I think I made like 4 of them. So one issue I have is you have to completely change builds. Plus, I mentioned this in a previous video about how they should potentially buff light cones. Her best in slot is going to be Cypher's light cone, right? And then Black Swan's best in slot is JQ's. That's been like that for a while, though, to be fair. My Black Swan is also still on the old set, because I just don't have any good pieces for her yet, right? So there's a lot of relic grinding with his characters. Jinglu also has some changes, like she wants, like HP rope. She's gonna want the HP crit damage, like the Mide Casterus rope and orb, right? And then like obviously if you have any attack rolls, you gotta switch that over to HP. I think my Jinglu is still the exact same. Yeah, I have not changed her. In fact, she has ice because I give a lot of my pieces to Herda and I never like look back, kind of thing. So yeah, no, buffing the characters and changing their builds immensely, especially right now when a lot of characters have, or sorry, a lot of people have these characters, is rough, because the amount of farming you have to redo is crazy. All right, which is unfortunate. It is what it is, right? So I just now got a usable set on her, right? So pretty much how Kafka wants to work is, even though I will say mine is E1 and E2, right? This does not change how her playstyle is, right? This one just increases dot taken, and this is just more dot taken, right? How you want to build her is fast as fuck with enough effect hit rate to get the attack boost, right? Which is 75. Mine is at 81, right? Then you want her to attack as much as possible. Now, a lot of her damage is now from her follow-up does a ton of damage, and her ult does a bunch of damage, right? So, when you have Eagle set, every time you ult, you get an action advance by 25%, right? The wind damage isn't helping her whatsoever, right? That's fine. You also can use a different orb, but I wanted her to be a kind of attack based, because she still does, decent damage on her own, right? So I just went with this. You can build, I believe Lukasha is also good, and then you have Black Swan in the first slot. She's pretty much like a support, but she's still also doing a bunch of damage, because her damage is based off of like dots and whatnot. It's kind of like Cypher, where technically she's not the one doing the damage, but she's still the one unleashing the attacks to do the damage, right? So pretty much you build Kafka super fast with Eagle set. People are even doing energy rope. I went with attack. I think she gets ult just fine, right? and then you go from there, and you pretty much just attack over and over. Every time you ult with her or her turn ends, you get 1 stack of her talents follow up, which can do a ton of damage, right? And then you pretty much just skill as much as you can. Black Swan, kind of, plays the exact same. She just does more damage now. And so we run into another issue with this team is skill points, because technically you want to be skilling with Whirlpool every single turn, so you get her ultimate, so you get more energy out. Ruin May is fine how it is, skill, attack, skill, like all that stuff, right? So my issue is Ho-Ho is kind of just not meant for this team, because you kind of just have to be careful with skill points, right, with this, especially if the newest Nihility character wants to also use skill points, we're running into a bit of an issue where, like you probably would drop Ruin May, right? Unless you want to go sustain this. I'm assuming Iceland's, Dot, if she wants to spam her skill and you replace Ruin May with her, right? You have her here. If she wants to spam skill, you have a bunch of characters who want to spam skill and you have no skill point generator. I'm just saying, if we got a healer that could give us skill points, I would be very happy. Dot would very much appreciate that. But at the moment, skill points are a bit annoying, right? With all that said, though, Kafka really just wants more and better teammates. We're going to do an apocalyptic shadow run real quick to give you guys an idea of... I'm going to turn my game down just because I remember last video that it was absurdly loud for some reason. I just reset it. Oh, well. I mean, it doesn't matter. We're just going to smash through this, right? But yeah, I want to see MOC, right? But MOC is really annoying at the moment. It's Hule and the bug, and I just want an enemy that, we can actually take advantage of it being weak to lightning and wind at the same time, so we can get Ruin May in there. Plus, Ruin May works really good with this, and I can't test, I want to try out Cypher, right? Cypher is really good because this team has a lot of speed, a lot of damage procs. Cypher can stack up her ultimate a lot faster, right? Can't do that here because we really want the Ruin May toughness stuff going on, right? I think what I'll do here is I'll just do this, honestly. We get damage on both of them, and we get some dot stacks on Kapolia herself. But yeah, this team is pretty much like, I wouldn't say brain dead, but you straight up just you see that you have an ultimate and you kind of just let it rip almost. There is probably some more application than that, but it's okay, it's Ho-Ho's turn, right? You would pop this, the ult, and then once you ult, you got a stack of the follow-up, and then you just normal attack Ho-Ho, right? That's technically the more optimal one. Right here, right? I could skill, but I'll just do this, and then you get the follow-up. Boom, follow-up, right? Obviously, it didn't do a million damage because, Kakolia, Apocalyptic Shadow, she doesn't really care. I mean, we could have probably skilled there, but we'll be fine. Do that because we just want as much toughness as possible. It's probably going to put up a shield, unfortunately. Not much we can do about that. We shred through it kind of quick. I do know on my initial clear of this, we did have to wait until she summoned the ice again to break her, which is unfortunate, but, it is what it is at the end of the day. Okay, we can do this. And then do this. And then Ruin May can get us a skill point. If you pop that real quick. Man, I definitely should have got a drink of water before recording this. I'm recording this mad late. It's 4 p.m. because I had to switch my entire sleep schedule just because I have to do overnight stuff now. If you guys remember from last year, same thing, right? Okay, so unfortunately, I hate how she puts up toughness, bro. Come on, what are we doing? All right, now we're all set. You can do this. Kafka will get a follow-up here. That did a good amount. Oh, it actually hit Japard. I see. Yeah, we have the basic here. Because then if we didn't basic here, we'd have to basic here to skill, and then it'd be all sorts of chopped. Boom. Okay. So it's Kafka's turn. I am going to... Do we still have the attack buff from Ho-Ho? Also 169 speed to her light cone. Her light cone's still good, by the way. Just Cypher's is just a bit better with the defense lowering, especially for like a more support build. Yeah, attack boost. Okay. So I think I'll do this. I think this kills. That's why I'm like saving everything. It does not. Does the basic kill? Because I want to save everything. Boom. And then we'll do that. Yep, the power granted by them. Alright, we're just gonna go ahead and just let this rip real quick. Boom, reset that. Summon her things. Alright, then we can roll. That way we can start getting toughness damage. Because these guys are pretty frail, honestly. Why would you attack a quantum ring, bro? Good old wolf. Or tail, I don't know why I said wolf. Okay, what do we want to do here? We need this. Go to skill points, but let me spam skill over and over. We could skill. Okay, skill basic. Yeah, we're fine. Okay, we're gonna skill. Give us some more energy. And then we'll do this, so Kafka will shoot that. Okay, this is fine. This gives us energy. This is actually a W. Because now we can do that into this. I think I actually should have just targeted and killed it, then I would have got the toughness on the ult. That's fine. I think they all get destroyed here, no? Oh, that one has barely any HP left. Okay, so we'll do that. That's a follow-up. Normal attack, that's another follow-up. Kafka's Kern, and then she gets another one. Fortunately, we can't proc it right away. Don't freeze, that's fine. So don't freeze Kafka, that'd be kind of annoying. Okay, pop this, and then we're gonna get a follow-up. I think it's enough energy to ult too. Awesome. Then we'll do that. And then a skill into an ult. Also, a W action advance, by the way. I'm pretty sure this is the only reason we're about to break. W. Look at that. 41 right now. I can't remember what the stack was. The limit. Is it 50? Damn. Okay, just for maximum damage, we're gonna rip that. Okay, what is the max stack again from her talent? 50. It's 50. Okay. We have 47. Oh, I'm conflicted on what I want to do here. For like most damage. I think it is ult, right? I think this just kills, no? Oh, it lived. Oh. Alright, let's see. I wish we could see both this and the follow-up. Yeah, because the follow-up does a good amount too. It would have been like over 1 million there. Which, we got 3,584, right? Which is over half. Do note, though, that I do have E2 Kafka, right? So E1 and E2 are going to be pretty helpful. Plus, I also have E1 Ruan Mei. So this isn't like an E0 S1 showcase at all, right? It's just to kind of showcase how the team kind of wants to be played, right? Definitely going to go through and get a better build on Black Swan for the orb and whatnot, because she has more than enough effect hit rate to hit, yeah, she has 131, right? I did give her some of my better Kafka pieces. That is nice. She is rocking 136 speed. But yeah, no, I definitely want to have a better MOC boss so I can test out, like, you know, Robin, Cypher, and whatnot. And then pretty much my only critique with the team, especially if Heistlands is going to be like a really good top character, is we just like skill points are an issue with the team, and it's probably going to get worse. And then if we just had a dot healer that could give skill points off of, like, if the enemy takes dot damage, if they're affected by like 3 or more dots, recover like a skill point or like 2 skill points, or, you know, maybe it's like they're afflicted with 1 dot, they get 1 skill point. If it's 3, if you get 2. If it's 5 or more or whatever, you get 3 or something like that. You know, like that would be my ideal unit for dot, right? It's just a sustain that can do all that. I think that'd be perfectly fine. Heals them off a dot, gives them skill points, and probably would either inflict dots themselves or maybe just inflict like more damage based off dot. Not saying Ho-Ho's a bad character, but you know, everybody wants to spam skill points, and you know, we can't really be doing that if you know if we don't have any. But anyway, and that's my thoughts on Kafka at the moment. Like I said, she can get a bit better. So you know, once I get Black Swan on a better set, damage increase will be a little bit higher, and then you know Kafka as well. Probably grab her with Cypher's Light Cone, and then go from there, right? Now, not everyone's gonna have Cypher's Light Cone, unfortunately. It's just kind of how it is, you know. More and more characters like Jinglu and Blade want Mide's Light Cone. You know, it really raised a question if they're ever gonna buff him. I doubt it, but it would be cool. It would be cool. But anyway, that's not for anything for now. Let me know what you think of Kafka in the comments. Do you like using her? How many dupes do you have? Are you gonna summon for the new potential dot support? Are you kind of just whatever with dot? Let me know in the comments, and of course, I will catch y'all in the next one. Thanks for watching.